How do I protect my inheritance from a potential divorce? Hi, my name is Mike Rutkowski, estate planning, elder law, and asset protection attorney here at the Rutkowski Law Firm. Some things to consider when trying to protect an inheritance from divorce. Not that you are immediately getting divorced, but there are steps you can take to protect yourself in the future. The first thing that you're going to want to do and need to know about is the commingling of assets. This is a big thing. Now again, I'm always speaking to Michigan law, but this is pretty standard amongst most states. If you commingle assets, those are much more susceptible to being involved in a divorce proceeding. So you want to make sure to keep assets separate. You get that inheritance, it goes in a separate bank account and it doesn't get commingled when paying for things like your mortgage, your bills, those kinds of things. You want to keep that separate. So best way to do that is in some type of asset protection trust. Whether your state recognizes a domestic asset protection trust, there's various kinds that you can use, but you want to use a standalone individual asset protection trust to hold those funds over here on the side and not commingle them with your general joint accounts that are held with your spouse. Another thing to do is execute a post-nuptial or pre-nuptial, depending on whether you're already married or going to get married, agreement with your soon-to-be spouse or current spouse that says that those assets, that inheritance, is held separately from the joint accounts, from the accounts and money that you have earned as a couple. That's essentially the ironclad way to do it, and here's why it's an important thing to think about. An asset protection trust alone would protect the assets in most states. But what would happen in reality is that when push came to shove and we're actually in a divorce proceeding, the attorney for your partner, your spouse, is going to fight hard for those assets. And unfortunately, how the legal system will play out is that there will be a sum of money that you're willing to pay to just make that part of it go away. And so the unfortunate thing here is that we have to weigh that in how are we going to plan for this. Having your soon-to-be spouse or current spouse sign off on and agree to in advance when all things are good between the relationship is a really important step that can then protect the assets in the future. So whether you're going to get married or you are currently married, some type of agreement between the two of you that says these dollars, this asset, the inheritance, is separate from our marital assets is a really important tool that can help down the line if we're trying to protect the assets. So again, to recap the strategy, first, we're using an asset protection trust, a standalone individual asset protection trust that the money immediately goes into and is never commingled with other assets. Second, we're executing whether it's a prenuptial or post-nuptial agreement to solidify the contract between the two parties to say, yes, this is an asset that's going to stand alone from all of our other assets. I hope that was helpful. Again, Mike Rutkowski with the Rutkowski Law Firm, estate planning, elder law, and asset protection attorney. Call us today, 248-792-9193 if you're looking for asset protection help, or visit our website, rutkowskilawfirm.com, RUTKOWSKI lawfirm.com.